All right, welcome everyone. Good morning. My name is Osvaldo Ramirez, and I'm one of the managers with the Employment Development Department under the Training Administration Unit, Workforce Services Branch. And we're here collaborating with the department, California HR Department. And we have Brandon today who's going to start talking about some very important information if you want to start working for the state. All right, Brandon, I'll leave it up to you.
Perfect. Thank you, Osvaldo. Again, my name is Brandon, and I'm the statewide recruiter for the California Department of Human Resources, also known as CalHR. We appreciate you viewing this workshop on how to begin your career with the state of California. Today, we will be discussing the tips and tricks on how you can be successful in the hiring process with the state. So let's begin. Right now, what you're viewing is our website, calcareers.ca.gov. This website is the centralized website where all state departments have to post their hiring information. We have over 150 departments with the state of California, and that's why we like to call ourselves the premier employer, because there are many upward mobility and career advancement opportunities with the state of California. We have jobs throughout the 50 counties in California, all the way up to Redding, to down south in the San Diego region. On our website, at the top, you will see multiple tabs: home, get a state job, state employees, veterans, persons with disabilities, and state retirees. This is what we call audience-based navigation. In all of these different tabs, there is crafted information tailored specifically to those audiences. And we will go through the website in this presentation. So how do you get started with the state of California? Well, it is a three-step process. First, you want to search for a job of your interest. After you find a job of your interest, then you will have to take the assessment which is associated with that specific job. From there, if you pass the assessment, you will apply and participate in a hiring interview. The state of California has over 3,500 classifications, ranging from entry-level positions such as an office assistant, where the minimum requirements is that you have to be 18. And we have jobs where you will need your PhD, such as a surgeon or a psychologist. So no matter what your educational background, no matter what your work experience previously was, the state of California has many opportunities available for you. We also have generous benefits packages such as employer contributed retirement, a 401k and 457 state sponsored plan. We have employer contributed health, dental, and vision benefits, and so much more. The state of California is in dire need of talent like yours, so please apply today. So how do you find that job of your interest? Well, again, we have audience-based navigation. So I would start with get a state job. In this get a state job section, similar to the home page, you will see at the top an area that says search all openings by job title and keyword. Earlier, I mentioned that the state has over 3,500 classifications. However, for example, one of our most popular classifications is a staff services analyst. That is a general classification that can be doing multiple functions at a different state department. For instance, you could be a legislative analyst, but your classification is a staff services analyst. You could be a training officer, but you're a staff services analyst. You could be a recruiter, but your classification is a staff services analyst. So in order to find out a job that would be interest of you, you should type in the keyword such as recruiter, and all the classifications that do recruitment will populate, such as a staff services analyst, an associate governmental program analyst, staff services manager, and any other classification that has the job recruiter in it. So the keyword search will help you narrow down what specifically the working title of that classification does on a day-to-day basis. So you should utilize that for this keyword search. Next, I want to point out the geographic job search. So if you click on this option, at the top, you see it is calculating the number of current vacancies that are posted on CalCareers. There's currently 3,113 jobs available throughout the state. Sacramento is the capital of California. Therefore, there's typically more vacancies available in Sacramento. Of the 3,113 jobs currently available, 911 are located in Sacramento County. Our second largest county that we hire for the state is in Los Angeles. And as you see, there are currently 175 jobs available in Los Angeles counties. However, we have a lot of vacancies dispersed throughout all counties in California. So if you're looking for a job in a specific county, you can use the geographic job search to help you narrow down that job. Going back to the Get a State Job tab, I'm going to scroll down a little bit to show you other areas. You can also find jobs by industry, and we have our 3,500 different job classifications organized into 22 occupational groups. And so if you're interested in a job in architecture or engineering or in protective services, you can click on these options and it will populate the job classifications that are under that category. Scrolling down more on this Get a State Job page, we have a tab for executive jobs. If you're looking for seasonal work, we have that. The state of California also hires student assistants. So if you're looking for a student assistant or a student intern job, we have those available for you as well. And part-time jobs. Going down a little bit more, we have a listing of entry-level exams/assessments that are available to take. And some of our entry-level classifications that are the most popular are office assistant, office technician, and staff services analyst. EDD, which is the Employment Development Department, is doing mass hiring as we speak. And today I'm here to discuss some of those vacancies that are available at the department. So now that I know that I want to work at the Employment Development Department because they have a lot of job openings, I can do an advanced job search. So I'm going to click on that button that says Advanced Job Search. I can search by keyword and I can search by department in this advanced job search. So I'm going to type in employment. And as soon as I type in employ, the departments with employ in the title will populate. I'm going to select Employment Development Department. Next. For the classification, I want to look at the accounting technician. So I typed in accounting and accounting technician populated. So I'm going to select that and then scroll down and click the button that says Search Jobs. From there, the vacancy populates, and it's for the Employment Development Department. I'm going to click on View Job Posting. Again, it tells you under the job description and duties that due to urgent need, hires will be made on a flow basis beginning immediately. That is because the Employment Development Department needs people just like you who are watching this workshop to apply for their vacancies. You will see the location of positions, and you can find out additional information about the job in the duty statement. In workshop 2, we discussed why the duty statement is so important to tailor your application to. And you can view that workshop at a later time because that was recorded as well. However, I will briefly explain why the duty statement is important. The duty statement, which I'll click on now, explains your day-to-day duties if you are hired in that position. So if you scroll down, you'll see that it has the duties and responsibilities of the position. So it gives you a little idea of some of the day-to-day tasks you'll be doing. However, the most important area on the duty statement is the percentage of duty section and the essential functions. So you see that 40% of the time, you'll be doing the following duties, such as analyzing and reviewing wage information for routine case assignments for accuracy and completeness. You'll identify irregular wage items and process required wage adjustments, etc. You want to let us know how your experience from the past, whether that's educational experience or work experience, makes you the top candidate for the job. The state of California has a merit hiring process. Therefore, we can only hire the most qualified persons that apply for our positions. Sometimes we receive up to 300 applications for one job opening, and we can only select one person most of the time for that particular vacancy. Therefore, in order to select that one person out of the 300, that one person has to let us know on paper, whether that is by the state application, resume, or statement of qualifications, if you have to submit that as well. Let us know on those 3 documents how you meet the requirements and why you are the most qualified person for the job. If you do not fill out that application thoroughly and do not let us know all of the applicable experience you have from the past, and please note that includes paid work experience and non-paid work experience. So volunteer experience also counts. Let us know your previous experience with analyzing and reviewing wage information. You look at the 35%, the 15%, and the 5%, and also tailor your experience to this particular section. As stated earlier, to find out more information about how to tailor your application, please view Workshop 2 seminar. So I'm going to exit out of the duty statement. Scroll down some more. Under the minimum requirements section, you will see a link to the class specification. I'm going to click on this link. From here, you will see even more information that you can utilize to tailor your application. In the class specification, we have a definition of what the position will be doing, the distinguishing characteristics, typical tasks, and the minimum qualifications. The minimum qualification section is very important because if you do not meet the minimum qualifications, you're ineligible to apply for this particular job. The good news is there's over 3,500 classifications with the state. Therefore, if you don't meet the minimum qualifications for this particular position, there were 3,499 plus more classifications that you may meet the minimum qualification for, but always read this section before applying. And we have a section for knowledge and abilities that is needed to be successful in this position. So going back to the vacancy announcement, if you scroll down, you'll see position details. One thing to note is the working title will be integrity and accounting. Your classification is an accounting technician. You'll see the salary, the number of positions. Again, EDD plans on doing mass hiring for this particular position. That's why it says the number of positions, multiple. You'll see the work location and the job type. There's an area for department information. Again, there are over 150 state departments, and each state department is responsible for hiring their own staff. CalHR does not hire for the entire state of California. If EDD has a vacancy, they're responsible for hiring their people. If the Department of Motor Vehicles, DMV, has a vacancy, they are going to hire for them. So before you apply for a job, you should go on that specific department's website to find out more information on what the department's mission, vision, and values are. Therefore, you can see if that job or that department is a fit for you. And you can view that department by going to their website, which is typically linked in the job announcement. Scrolling down, you'll see that there are special requirements. Also, we have application instructions, how to apply. You can mail in your application. You can drop off your application. However, for this particular vacancy, there are required application package documents. And you have to read this section for each vacancy. Every vacancy may require different criteria in order to apply. For this particular vacancy, you have to turn in your state application, STD Form 678, along with your degree and/or school transcripts. You do not have to do this for every vacancy. You have to turn in the required documents that are requested. Sometimes a statement of qualifications may be requested. A resume may be requested. A cover letter may be requested. If we do not list a document that is required, you do not have to turn it in. That means it's optional. It is up to you if you want to provide additional information in a resume and send it into the department if we do not require it. You will not be penalized if you do not turn in that information that we did not request. Scrolling down some more, desirable qualifications. We're looking for people with the following 4 bullet points: the ability to communicate effectively, both verbally and in writing, ability to provide courteous customer service over the telephone, fax, email, and internet-based correspondence, etc. Next, you can view benefit information on the CalHR website or CalPERS website. Another important area, the contact information area. Always view the contact information area, because if you have any follow-up questions regarding this particular vacancy or where you're at in the hiring process, you will need to contact the people listed here. And for this vacancy, there are 3 different contact persons. We have the first person, the second person listed, as well as the EEO contact. So if you cannot get a hold of one person, there are 2 other options available for you. And the only persons that can answer questions regarding this vacancy are the people listed on the vacancy. Please do not contact CalHR regarding the status of your application at EDD, because we do not hire for EDD. So please take note of that. You'll see again the location of positions and additional application instructions. It tells you please only submit 1 application. And electronic applications submitted through your CalCareer account are highly recommended and will be received, processed faster than other methods of filing. Scrolling down, you'll see that the state of California is an equal opportunity employer. Therefore, regardless of age, race, political affiliation, disability status, gender expression, gender identity, religious creed, etc., the state of California wants you. If you meet the minimum qualifications and you feel like you're the best person for the candidate, please apply for the job. Now, after reading through all the documents I referenced in this section, I'm interested in applying for the job. So I'm going to scroll up to the top of the page. Next, I'm going to click on Apply Now. The first thing you'll see is that it says, can I apply for this job? And they have 3 different options. I have eligibility, I want to obtain eligibility, and I do not know, learn more. If you have any questions regarding what does it mean, do I have eligibility, you can click on the question mark. And by hovering over the question mark, it explains what eligibility means. And it basically states if you passed an exam/assessment in the past 6 months, then you are able to apply for this particular position. If you have not taken the exam/assessment, then you need to obtain eligibility. So you'll click on, I want to obtain eligibility. And the great thing is, you do not need to search all over the CalCareers website to find the corresponding examination. It is right there for you. By clicking on I want to obtain eligibility, it populates the examination bulletin for the accounting technician. So I'm going to click on the accounting technician hyperlink. Next, it gives you more general information about this particular position. But I'm going to scroll down to this section that says the official examination bulletin. So click here for a copy of the official exam bulletin and to take the exam. So I'm going to click here where it says, click here. Scrolling down and reading the examination bulletin. And just as it was important to read the vacancy information, it's very important to read the examination bulletin as well. And as a reminder, in order to apply for a vacancy, you first have to take the examination and pass. So that's what we're looking at now, the examination bulletin. The examination bulletin will let you know everything you need to know about the examination. Similar to the vacancy announcement, will let you know everything needed to apply for that particular vacancy. Looking at the bulletin, it says department in bold, and the department is the state of California. We were just looking at EDD's vacancy for the accounting technician, so why doesn't the department say EDD instead of the state of California? That's because accounting technician is what we call a service-wide classification. It is used at all 150 state departments. Therefore, when you take the accounting technician examination and pass, you will have what we call eligibility, or you're eligible to apply for accounting technician vacancies at all 150 departments, not just EDD. And that's, again, for exam type, it's a service-wide, which I just explained, and it's an open. Open examinations can be taken by anybody that meets the minimum qualifications. So it's open to everyone. If the exam type says departmental, that means only people who work for that specific department can apply for the vacancy. Let me give you an example. If the Department of Motor Vehicles was advertising a promotional examination or promotional vacancy, EDD employees and CalHR employees are not eligible to apply for DMV's promotional examination because we do not work for the Department of Motor Vehicles. However, there is other criteria that allows you to apply for promotional examinations, such as if you are a veteran, you're eligible to apply for not only open examinations, but promotional examinations as well. It's an added benefit to say thank you for serving your country. And we'll go more into the other benefits of being a veteran later on in today's presentation. Scrolling down, you can view the class specification under the classification details. We already viewed the class specification earlier when we looked at the vacancy, so we will not do that right now. The final filing date is continuous, meaning that we accept applications and we allow people to take this examination on a continuous basis. That's because the accounting technician is a very popular classification with the state because we hire it at all 150 state departments. So we always need a fresh list of people who are interested in applying for our vacancies. So that's why we have continuous filing and we are continuously testing for this particular classification. You see the area that says who should apply, and it lets you know if you meet the minimum qualifications. Please apply to take this exam/assessment. It also states once you have taken this exam, you may not retake it for 12 months. This is very important. CalHR, and I'm sure EDD, receives a lot of calls from people asking when they can retake an examination. Again, the examination bulletin will tell you everything you need to know about the exam. How to apply to take the exam, it explains in that section. If you have a verified disability or medical condition, you can arrange special testing by contacting the department listed. Scrolling down some more, the minimum qualification section, we touched on this as well. This is very important to note because if you do not meet the minimum qualifications, you're not able to apply. And with the 3,500 different classifications that the state offers, each one of those classifications has their own minimum qualifications. So again, as stated, if you do not meet the minimum qualifications for this particular position, you can look at some of our other positions that you may qualify for. Scrolling down, there's a position description, again, that tells you some of the tasks that you'll be performing as an accounting technician. Examination scope. This is a very important area as well. This lets you know that for this particular classification, it will be a multiple choice written examination. Not every state examination will be multiple choice written. We offer performance examinations where you would have to come in person and show that you can either do a physical agility test, such as if you want to become a highway patrol officer or a correctional officer. We might have an oral interview as the examination, where you would have to verbally express why you're the most qualified person for the job. We have education and experience examinations and training and experience examinations, which are typically available online. Those are considered self-assessments where you rate yourself. You're letting us know your education and experience, and at the end of the examination, you will receive a score. If you receive a passing score, you can apply immediately to that vacancy. But again, for this particular vacancy / examination, this is a multiple choice written examination. You will be tested on the following: knowledge and abilities. So if there's not a study guide available for this examination / assessment, study the knowledge and ability section, because all of the questions and answers will link back to the knowledge and ability section listed on the exam bulletin. Eligible list information. It tells you that a service-wide open eligible list for the accounting technician classification will be established for the state of California, all state of California departments statewide. Therefore, once you pass the examination, you will go on what the state calls an eligibility list. An eligibility list pretty much is an examination results list. It will give you a score and it will give you a ranking. If you're within the first 3 ranks, so ranks 1, 2, and 3, you are considered eligible to be hired. Now, if you're in ranks 4, 5, and 6, you typically have to wait until you're in a reachable rank, the first 3 ranks, in order to be hired off the list. Do not let that stop you if you are in the last 3 ranks, such as 4, 5, and 6. Still apply for the vacancy because ranks change all the time due to continuous hiring. So once we hire everybody from rank 1 or interview everybody from rank 1, rank 2 now goes to rank 1, rank 3 goes to rank 2. Also, since this is a service-wide or statewide eligibility list, that means you could be rank 4 statewide. However, in Modoc County, you could be rank 2. So the ranks change all the time and they are dependent on county. So my suggestion is, if you pass an examination, still apply for the vacancy, even if you're not in a reachable rank. Let the Human Resources Office from the department that you're applying for let you know that you're not in a reachable rank, because the ranks change often due to continuous hiring. Furthermore, in this section, it tells you that eligibility expires 12 months after it is established. And then you must retake the examination to reestablish eligibility. It also lets you know that veterans preference will be granted for this examination, and we will get into veterans preference and what it is within the next few minutes. If you scroll down some more, it tells you how to prepare for this examination. It also tells you how to take the examination. And for this particular exam/assessment, you can take this exam online by clicking Take the Accounting Technician Examination. A common question is, are all state examination/assessments available online? No. Some exams you will have to go in person for. However, if you read the examination bulletin, it will let you know how you will be assessed. It reiterates the point on this bulletin that the testing department are all state of California departments, so you can apply for the accounting technician vacancies at all state departments once you pass the exam. Again, the contact information is available to you if you have any questions regarding this particular exam, and the contact information will change depending on the exam you will take. So always look at the contact information for the exam if you have follow-up questions. For this particular examination, CalHR administers it, so you can contact CalHR. However, if it was an EDD or a DMV promotional examination, the contact information will be an EDD employee, and you would have to contact them regarding additional information about the exam. So always look at the contact information. Again, we are an equal opportunity employer with the state, and it discusses that in that section. It also talks about we have a drug-free workplace and general information about the state of California and the examination process is listed under the general information section. I'm interested in taking this examination now. I heard that EDD has multiple vacancies, and I hear there is a lot of career advancement and upward mobility opportunities with this department, and I want to apply. So I'm going to take this exam by clicking on Take the Accounting Technician Examination. And it's going to tell me to log into my CalCareer account. If you do not have a CalCareer account, you will need to create an account. However, I do have a CalCareer account, so I'm going to log in. And then it takes me to the examination. Going back, I want to look at my account for CalCareers. Why is it important to create a CalCareer account? The reason being is that this is an applicant tracking system, and you can do so much if you create a CalCareer account. For instance, you can update your contact information because departments will either email or call you to ask you to come in for an interview. So you want to keep your contact information up to date. In the additional records section, you will see if you have your veterans preference on file, and that will be in the veterans record section. It says not applicable for me because I don't have veterans preference. We also have the LEAP limited examination and appointment program for persons with disabilities. And if I was LEAP certified, it will show in my LEAP record, not applicable. If I'm proficient in any language besides English, it will tell me the proficiencies in that section. And if I took a transfer examination, it will be in that area as well. However, transfer examinations are only for current state employees. I'll get more into the LEAP and that process within the next few minutes. One of the most important areas in your Cal Career account is the application template section. If you click on that area, you'll notice that I have about 10 applications. The reason being is I want to tailor my application to each job I'm applying for. There's no one size fits all application because there's no one size fits all vacancy with the state of California. Even if you're applying for multiple accounting technician vacancies at different departments, if you read the entire job description and the duty statement, you will see that each department has different requirements or different duties you'll be performing. Therefore, you should let us know what relatable experience, whether it's education or work experience that you have that makes you the top candidate for that position. So always customize your application to the position you're applying for, because a hiring manager that's reviewing your application can tell if you didn't customize the application because you're not letting us know why you're the best person for the position. If you send in the same application to different departments, it looks like that to the hiring manager, and you will have a difficult time finding employment with the state of California because you didn't take the time to customize it and let us know what applicable experience you have. So again, if you want to learn more about how to customize your application, resume, or statement of qualifications, please review Workshop 2's recording. Going to the uploaded documents section. You can upload many documents in this section, such as any certificates, diplomas or degrees, licenses, personnel documents, references, resumes, transcripts, or your statement of qualifications. This is the area you can upload those documents in. As you've noticed, on multiple pages on the state of California's website, we're equal employment opportunity or equal opportunity employer. Therefore, we want you to fill out this EEO information to let us know your EEO category. This is not used for any hiring purposes. This will not affect the decision on if you pass an examination or if you'll be hired. Recruiters like myself utilize this information to know if we're doing diverse outreach to different populations. So by filling this out, it allows us to know what we need to be doing if it's more outreach to a specific area. So please fill this information out for us so we can have that data. We also have an area for job applications that you previously applied for. Therefore, it's a record for all the vacancies you applied to. You can save jobs as well. So if you are interested in applying for a job, however, you don't have the time today to apply for it, but you want to apply for that position in the next couple of days, you can save jobs and then you can go back to it immediately by clicking on the Save Jobs section. If you go to the exam or assessment applications, this keeps a record of all the exams you may have applied to. And then exam assessment records. This is an important area because there is no minimum or maximum amount of exams that you can take. To reiterate, we have over 3,500 classifications with the state. And if you meet the minimum qualifications for all 3,500, then you will have 3,500 different records. Each one of those classifications have different eligibility time that it will expire. No examination with the state lasts forever. Therefore, you may need to retake an exam every year or every 2 years. You will have to review the examination bulletin to see when the retake period is, because each one is different. But this exam/assessment record section will let you know when you took the exam and when your eligibility expires. You can have email alerts for when new vacancies are posted by setting up your email alerts. And if a department is interested in hiring you, they will send you messages to your CalCareer account, and you can view that by clicking on messages. Next, I'm going to go back to the home screen and show you additional sections of our website. We just talked about the state job hiring process. Now let's click on the Veterans tab. Again, we have audience-based navigation. So in this Veterans tab, it will be information geared towards veterans. Just like the previous web pages, you'll see there's a keyword search, an advanced job search, a geographic job search, and an exam assessment search. We didn't look at the exam and assessment search because we found the exam link directly in the vacancy information area. That is my favorite way to find what examination correlates with the vacancy. However, if you're interested, you can search by exams/assessment search for the exam you're interested in. But what I want to show you in this Veterans tab is the Military Skills Translator. If you're unsure of what position is relatable from the military to the state of California, you can type in your military occupational specialty in this keyword section and let us know the branch of military you were in, and then click search, and it will populate the relatable classifications that the military has to the state of California's classifications. So that is an efficient way to find jobs you may qualify for. However, please read the minimum qualification section to see if you meet the minimum qualifications before applying. Going back to the veteran section, scrolling down, we have information regarding veterans preference. And you can view more information about veterans preference by clicking on veterans information. And veteran preference states that any veteran, widow or widower of a veteran, or a spouse of a 100% disabled veteran who passes an open examination will be ranked at the top rank. So rank 1 as long as you pass. Therefore, I'm a civilian. I never served in the military. The minimum passing score is 70%. If I score 70% as a civilian, I will be ranked 6, typically on the eligibility list. However, if A veteran who've applied and approved for veterans preference scores of 70%, they're not ranked 6. They will be ranked 1 on the eligibility list, and they can be hired. So it is very important that if you meet the criteria for veterans preference, that you fill that information out, and that eliminates the hurdle of worrying about the different ranks with the state of California. So this is an added benefit of being a veteran. And like discussed earlier, another added benefit of being a veteran is that you can take promotional examinations. Open examinations are for anybody that meets the minimum qualifications. Promotional examinations is specifically for people that work at that department, or if you're a veteran, you can apply for promotional examinations as well. Moving on to the Persons with Disabilities tab at the top of the page, I'm going to click this option. For persons with disabilities, we offer reasonable accommodation in the examination process, in the hiring interview process, and once you're hired, we provide reasonable accommodations for you in the office. An added benefit for persons with disabilities is the LEAP program. LEAP stands for the Limited Examination and Appointment Program, and you have to have a disability in order to qualify for LEAP. And that disability could be either physical or mental. The process to get LEAP certified is, first you will need to contact the California Department of Rehabilitation. They will set up an appointment with you with one of their rehabilitation counselors. From there, they will give you paperwork for your doctor to fill out that certifies you have a disability that affects your day-to-day life. Once you get that paper filled out from your doctor and submit it back to the Department of Rehabilitation, they will process that information in this CalCareer system. From there, as I showed you earlier in your account, it will show if your LEAP record is on file. In the example that I provided, it said non-applicable because I haven't applied for LEAP. But if you are approved for LEAP, it will show in that particular section of your CalCareer account. Once you're LEAP certified, you're able to take LEAP examinations. LEAP is an alternate examination process, and how it works is you'll take the LEAP exam, which is an online self-assessment, and you are going to let us know that you meet the minimum qualifications. If you meet the minimum qualifications for that particular classification, you will be ranked #1 on the eligibility list. So you will not have to worry about LEAP exams as well. Next, you will apply, once you pass the examination, you'll apply for vacancies. Similar to everyone else. However, please keep it confidential that you are a LEAP candidate and that you have LEAP eligibility, because the LEAP process is confidential. You will go through a hiring interview, and if you're selected, you'll start the next process of LEAP, where you will go through a job examination period, also known as a JEP. The JEP works similar to the probationary period, as you will show your hiring manager that you can perform the day-to-day functions of the job. If you can do the day-to-day functions, then you're hired permanently into the position. The main difference between the JEP and a probationary period is that the JEP is keyed in to our internal HR system as an examination. Therefore, if you do not pass your JEP in our system, it just shows that you failed the examination. It doesn't say that you failed probation. And for all state classifications, you will go through a probationary period, rather if you're not on the LEAP program. And each probationary period may be different. On average, the probationary period is 12 months. However, for some classifications, the probationary period could be up to 2 years or as little as 6 months. And once you pass probation, you're automatically a state employee. For LEAP, the JEP, which is the job examination period, lasts the same amount of time as the probationary period. For instance, the Associate Governmental Program Analyst classification, that JEP and that probationary period is 6 months. For the Staff Services Analyst, the probationary period is 12 months, and therefore the JEP is 12 months. If you are a LEAP candidate, you do not have to do a probationary period. Your JEP takes the place of your probationary period. And if you need more information regarding LEAP, you can always contact the Cal Career Center or Department of Rehabilitation. And that's how you get a state job. The last section I want to show you is the help and tutorials area. We have an area that is for frequently asked questions. Most of the questions that CalCareers receives has already been answered in this frequently asked questions section. Scrolling down, one of the most popular questions is, do I have to be a US citizen to work for the state? Generally, no. Only a few state jobs require US citizenship, such as peace officer positions with the state. Another popular question is, can I use a college degree from a foreign country? Yes, as long as that university in a foreign country was accredited. And we have a listing of accredited colleges and universities that you can click on to see if your university is listed. We also have other questions that are commonly asked in this section. So please review this section before contacting CalCareers or a state department, because more than likely that question has already been answered. Going back to the help and tutorials section, the state of California has video tutorials on how to get a state job. So if you need information regarding a particular area, such as how do I upload documents, what is the state hiring process, how do I verify if my LEAP certification is on record, all those questions have been answered in the video tutorial section, and we walk through step by step on how to check that information. We also have a glossary of state terms that are commonly used. And this listing is from A through Z on common used state terminology, such as an applicant account, applicant invite, application method, appointing power, and more. Going back to the help and tutorial section, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us by phone number at the 866 number listed, or email us at calcareers@calhr.ca.gov. Thank you for your time, and I hope to see you soon at one of these state departments.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you for all that information. You really went through every single area, every single section. So we appreciate that. And I'm just wondering if you do have some time for a few questions that
Absolutely.
could answer.
Absolutely.
All right, sounds good. So let me take a look at a couple of them. Kind of eliminated some of the double or repeated questions, but one of them is how long are positions posted in CalCareers for? Are they usually there until positions are filled?
That's a great question, Osvaldo. There are multiple final filing dates because we have over 150 state departments. All of those departments are responsible for their own hiring, as well as within the different departments, each hiring manager does their own hiring. And there could be over 100 hiring managers at a state department. Therefore, the hiring manager and the department, they decide how long to post a vacancy for on CalCareers. The minimum posting time is 2 weeks. However, you will see some positions posted until filled. The example that I showed you earlier for the accounting technician at EDD, they're doing mass hires. So they need to hire lots of people for those positions. So once they receive enough qualified candidates they can hire, then they will pull that vacancy information off the website. So the until filled positions could last several months on the CalCareers website. So it all depends, but there always list when the final filing date is for the position.
All right. So let's go on to the next question. When you're doing job search positions within CalCareers, what are some of the more common ways to do a job search?
It all depends. Again, we have 3,500 different classifications with the state, and sometimes it may be difficult to determine what is the best position for you. I say go to the Get a State Job section. You can either do an advanced job search if you know the department that you're interested in working for, and we have over 150 state departments listed. You can look by job categories, by geographical location, positions posted within the last 1 day, 7 days, 60 days, 90 days. If you're interested in a particular work schedule, a salary, and more. So it all depends. I say if you do not know the job of your interest yet, to go to find jobs by industry, and then it will give you an idea of some jobs you may qualify for.
Perfect, perfect. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do a job search, definitely. All right, so the next question has to do with the LEAP program. So let's say you apply as a LEAP candidate and get hired. You mentioned that this was a confidential process. However, once you're hired, does your immediate manager know that you're a LEAP participant?
Absolutely. So our equal employment opportunity officer, and there's a EEO officer at every state department, has a listing of who is LEAP certified. As soon as you are hired at a state department, it is flagged in our system that you're a LEAP candidate. So the EEO officer will let your hiring manager know after you're hired that you are a LEAP candidate, and they will explain the LEAP hiring process to them if they're not already aware and what the requirements are. So your hiring manager will find out after you're hired, not before.
Got it. So that makes it more clear. Thank you. So moving on to another question, and this is a combination question pertaining those tests. So do all job positions require a test? That's part one.
Absolutely. For all civil service classifications, you will need to take a test. We do have non-testing classifications with the state of California, such as seasonal positions and student assistant positions. But for our non-testing classifications, typically you will not receive benefits and retirement, etc. In order to receive that, you have to test for the state of California and be in a civil service classification. The seasonal positions and the student intern positions work similar to contractors, where as a contractor, your position can end at any time. But when you have and apply for a permanent position with the state of California, you have more rights where you cannot be eliminated immediately. There's a process.
All right. And then the second part to this question, what are some of the ways or the process in getting promoted from one range of one classification to another?
In order to promote, there are multiple ways with the state of California, but you always have to apply for that particular vacancy. Since we have the merit process with the state of California, we typically will choose the most qualified person for the job. However, there are additional benefits of being a state employee, such as the upward mobility program. And the upward mobility program is written into government code, which says that if you are in an entry-level classification, the hiring department must provide you with the proper training to make you promotable. And we have training and development assignments for our internal employees. So if somebody is in a clerical position and they're interested in switching career paths, such as becoming an accountant or somewhere in an information technology position, they can work with their manager, human resources, and the manager of whatever area they're interested in transferring to, and do a training and development assignment where you will perform the duties of the job of your interest. Therefore, you can meet the minimum qualifications when the test does arrive. And once you take the test, apply for the position, now you're one of the most qualified persons for the job. So there's multiple ways that you can advance with the state of California. And there's other ways as well, because we really believe in promoting our employees and making sure they stay with the state of California, whether it's at EDD, whether it's at DMV, whether it's at CalHR. We're all one employer, the state of California. So we are interested in keeping the talent with the state, regardless of the department.
All right. And then we have another question pertaining the hiring process. Is there a hiring freeze happening for most departments given the current situation?
Not as of yet. There hasn't been anything to say that there's a hiring freeze.
All right. And then here's a question that I guess is a little more open-ended, but what roles would you suggest for experienced professionals who want a career in social impact?
In social impact, as you see on my screen, there's an area that says community and social services. If you click there, we have jobs for counselors, social workers, and other community and social service specialists, or religious workers. Again, the state of California has any job of your desire. So if you look at those different occupational categories, I'm sure you'll find a job of your interest, especially for social impact. But because we're the state of California and we're public servants, I believe that all 150 departments have social impact. I'm a recruiter, and I believe my job has a social impact because if somebody gets a job, then they're no longer on unemployment, they're paying taxes, which helps to improve our schools, improve our roads. So every one of our jobs with the state of California definitely has a social impact, and it's mission-driven work.
Completely agreed. Yes, definitely. Every single job that we have in the state, in every department, does have a social impact one way or the other. All right, and then we have two other questions, and I think these I'm gonna address since are kind of more directed towards EDD. And so I'm gonna share screens to address these questions. So I'm gonna stop on your end. And let's go, let me see. All right, so I'm gonna here, can everybody see my screen, I believe there? So let's do, the question has to do with, actually two questions. They have to do with actually about finding services at the AJCCs. And so one of the main websites that individuals can go into to find out what is happening at the AJCCs is going to the career onestop.org. So this is pretty much the national database for all the different AJCCs, the America's Job Centers of California and across the country. And you can do different searches here to find about what are the services, the career services being offered throughout the different offices in California. So you can do a job search, you can find training, you can explore careers, and also you can do it based on your state. So this will be one place to go, and that way you'll find out all the different offices and what services are being offered currently in your county. And right now, most of the career offices throughout California, they're providing services online, sometimes via appointment, but that will kind of vary depending where you live. And then the other one was pertaining labor market information. So we have one of our divisions within Workforce Services branch in EDD is labor market. So if you go to labor market info.edd.ca.gov, let's wait here for this to show up. Let's see. So this link will take you to the labor market information division, and here you can actually do a lot of different searches just to kind of get an idea of what is the labor market within your county, within your area. And so you can do a lot of different searches to see what are the employment and unemployment rates and so forth. You can search based on economics. You can do search based on industries, occupations, by geography. There's a data library. You can look at historical labor force data. So you can take a look at some of the more prominent or growing jobs in your area, and also other general information. And so more than anything, you have these as other tools to assist you in your job search process, and that way you can gotta be more informed in regards to what are some of the more popular jobs that you might be able to find depending on what you're searching for. All right, so I think that does it in regards to those questions. Is there anything else, Brandon, that you would like to add?
I want to just thank the labor agency and EDD for allowing CalHR to be a part of this great effort. I know how hard that both of those agencies and department have been working to provide additional opportunities to people in underserved communities, at the college and universities. They're looking for talent all over. So please view EDD's website, follow EDD, CalHR, Labor Agency on all social media platforms, because we're really doing good work and we're trying to assist everyone with finding employment opportunities. And thank you for your time.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Brandon, for all the great information you provided. And so this will conclude this webinar. So have a great day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.